We're rolling. Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. Fritz here. So, today we're essentially going to make a potato gun, but I want my potato gun to be a little versatile and a little cooler than the average potato gun. There are some things that I am not allowed to show how to make on YouTube, but I can show you them after they're made. So we're going to start with the trigger mechanism that I've made. So, well, let's start with what's going to ignite it. This is a Traxxas glow plug. These are made for RC nitrous cars. Essentially, it's a glow plug similar to a spark plug. So this would be the top of your spark plug. And on the inside, if I can get it to focus, there is a little coil spring in there that when you hook it up to a positive and a negative, it glows, which should be hot enough to spark whatever we put inside of the cannon. Next thing, power supply was a bit of an issue. And I say that because I wanted something that was readily available. My original thought was 9-volt battery. Come to find out, 9-volt was too strong and it wouldn't even work with the plug. I was having a field day with a voltage meter trying to figure it out. So here's what I came up with. And I actually like this. I did have to do some modifications. The hot and neutral are reversed up in here. This does have an on-off switch, which I will be leaving because this will act as a safety. Now, I went ahead and color marked the wires, red for hot, white for neutral. So I've got my hot wire running into the switch. Switch came from O'Reilly Auto Parts. This is a temporary switch, which means when you push the button, it allows power to go through. When you release the button, power cuts off. And it's actually kind of stiff to push this button. So that means there's no accidental fires. I mean, between a literal on-off switch and a squeeze trigger that is pretty stiff, I feel like this is about as safe as it can get. Now, heat shrink tubing, my neutral wire comes out to here. I've got a copper ring on it that'll go around the base of the glow plug. And then this is the actual RC spark plug wire. It's a couple dollars. It's made by the same company. You can buy these at your local mom and pop hobby shops that have RC available or Radio Shack stuff. The battery pack itself, this came from Dollar Tree, and I did modify it, and we're only going to go over that if y'all really want, but I figure we leave that up in the air. Now, we'll move on to things you actually have to have. So, in order to make a potato gun, the only thing you actually have to have is one stick of pipe and a cap. You put a cap on the bottom, put your piece of pipe in it, drill you a little hole somewhere around here. We used to put a screw in them to keep whatever we shoved inside the pipe from reaching all the way to the bottom. But you drill a little hole in it. Simplest thing in the world. After you drill your hole, you spray or place whatever fuel source you're wanting inside of it in it. Boom. That's all there is to it. Well, I'm not looking to get any finger hair singed. And like I said, I want to go a little fancier. I made this off camera. It is a 3-inch slip coupler. I've drilled a hole in the side. That's where the glow plug is going to be. This was an old brass nickel plated drain pipe that I squished in. Later on, I'll make it a little more decorative, and that's where our trigger is going to go. Wire will come down the side and into the hole. And then this, I haven't made up my mind if I want to make it permanent, but I cut a gap in it so that I could put 2 4-inch hose clamps on it to hold it in place. But let's see. The way I'm going to do mine. Let's do this right here. I'm using a ruler because it's easier for you guys to see it. But 3-inch stick of PVC. As you can see, it says not for pressure. It kind of got me scared a little bit because PVC is not the same as it was when I was a kid. If you look close, it has a foam core and then it's jacketed with PVC. So this slip cover is gonna kind of put my mind at ease a little bit. It's gonna add a little extra protection. I've already started to drill a weep hole, which is what this will tap into. And the way I've got that set up, it should almost screw in. May have to fill with it a little bit. I brought some Dremel bits. I've got drill bits. I've got sockets. We'll figure it out as we need to figure it out, but it's pretty straightforward. So first up, we put our handle on. And like I said, this is just the way I'm going about it. It's not the way you should go about it. This is probably the most over-engineered potato gun that any old country boy has ever made. So I drilled my hole so that the plug would recess into the hole. And this is going to sit right there. All right. Put our hose clamps on. And we'll just put them on temporary for now. I see an onward coming Kroll. He told me he was on his way here a while ago. I held off for a good bit. Now we're just gonna start. Yep. So we're gonna slide this. If you squeeze the coupler, it should go over. I'm a little tight. And for anybody that just put a "that's what she said" comment in the comments, I love you. You're awesome. You made me laugh. All right. We're going to tap it with a hammer. Because I don't care what it wants to do. I want the damn hose clamp all the way on. We're also going to epoxy the handle, put finger grips into it, and the trigger will be right above. This is going to be held from underneath. It's going to be pretty cool. Hey, Carl.
Hello.
Just got off work?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
My addictions are getting fulfilled as we speak. I should pull a Ceres and put one of those feed your streamer things on. I'd have a cow be sitting there streaming a video and a pizza show up. I wouldn't know how to deal with that. Be like, thank you. It'd just be such a random thing.
Well, considering where we are half the time.
Oh God, yeah.
It'd be amazing to get some delivery out there.
You know, it wasn't too long ago. There was a big thing about would you rather meet a man in the woods or meet a bear?
Now they have one for meet a woman or talk to a tree.
Well, I got to thinking about it and I was like, that really kind of sucks. I'm in the woods a lot. It's like half the time somebody calls me, it's like, hey, Fritz, what you doing? I'm walking. Oh, yeah? Where are you walking at? Oh, I'm about 3 miles in the middle of La La Land. I just got out of the car and started walking.
Spud gun.
We're calling it, currently, the name is, the politically correct term is Furby yeat cannon.
Okay.
So this one's going to be a little different. The barrel is going to be interchangeable
Oh my.
because I intend on shooting Furbies out of this thing. I also intend on shooting a can of expansion foam out of it at least once.
Fair enough.
Could you imagine what that looks like? Maximum expanding foam, the hard stuff, or as they used to call it, great stuff.
Yeah.
I could just see shooting a tree with it and it literally going everywhere. You'd actually like what I'm doing with this. It's got some diesel truck technology in it.
I already see it.
What?
Some diesel truck technology.
Yeah, well, it's going to have a glow plug.
Oh jeez.
That's the igniter. It's got a safety on top, trigger on the front. There's the glow plug.
That's a tiny glow plug.
It's made for a nitro RC car.
Okay.
Them little gas-powered remote control cars that do like 500 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was just talking about is, how they say, oh, they don't make it like they used to. They really don't. That's foam.
What?
Yes, sir.
That's not PVC all the way through?
It is not all the way through PVC. This sleeve is. This 2 inches. That's not. And I couldn't buy thick wall without it. It's very interesting. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting this sleeve over it. It's not just to hold this handle, because originally I was going to have anything there. It's going to give a little extra protection. I'm thinking with the doubled layers, because this is actually thick wall PVC,
Right.
like solid. It'll add a layer of protection. While I'm thinking about it, this was a 2.5 foot stick of 3-inch PVC. I think I cut it down to 10 or 11 inches. 10 inches. I use a measuring stick because it's easier to read on camera than a tape measure. So we'll tighten this up. The reason I've cut this is so that when I tighten up the straps,
It squeezes it.
it squeezes it and compresses it, because that right there is what you're holding. The trigger itself is going to slide down into this thing like a magazine for a Glock. Alrighty.
And then it's going to feed over your hand into the hole there?
No, it's going to come down and over to the hole.
Okay.
I did put shrink tubing on it. I'm thinking about getting some of that corrugated tube and put over it and actually force it to go over the hand, because I don't want the wire coming down inside the hand.
That'd be a bad place for it. That's why I said that.
Yeah. I'd rather it be to the outside. Maybe put some kind of guard or shield to cut some of this leftover garbage and put it on there. All right. So you made one of these when you was a kid, didn't you?
Yeah, mine was a tennis ball launcher.
Yeah. Using like 2.5 inch. Oh, what was that stuff called? It wasn't PVC. It was that gray stuff that the electrical companies used to leave sticking out of the ground for free.
Yeah. Actually, we use whatever we can get our hands on. PVC was normally the best one.
Yeah, I had one when I was a kid made out of old fence post, chain link fencing.
Yeah.
All right. So before we put any glue on this, we do want to lightly sand it and scuff it. This is a bonding cement. For those of you in the hobby trade, it works a lot like Tamiya. It melts and bonds the plastic together. So we're going to sand some of these parts. While I'm doing that, check to see if anybody's left any comments because I can't see the camera. Yeet. Live chat. All messages are visible. There we go. This was kind of a short notice video, so I don't expect many people to show up to it. A lot of people still at work.
I got you, sir.
Oh. Let me know if anybody asks anything. I really do try to be as personal as I can with these people. I mean, they're nice enough to watch my videos. I can be smart enough to stop what I'm doing and answer a question, or at least say hi. All right. Landscaper. So you'll notice when I loaded the glue, this is the cement I'm using. It's not dripping off this cotton ball. I'm wiping it off on the rim. You're going to put this on somewhat lightly. You don't want it dripping everywhere.
Oh, it's not like the blue stuff?
Primer.
Well, that'd be the purple stuff.
Oh. Well, I'm not even using primer. I mean, this pipe's brand new. So push your pipe down, then try to give it a quarter turn. There you go. Ta-da! All right. Next step. This coupler here is a 2-inch to 3-inch downsizer, 3-inch to 2-inch downsizer. This is a 2-inch to 2-inch female or male to female. So this 2-inch fits inside of this 2-inch. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to sand her down. Woo. Sand the inside of the coupler. This does a couple things. It gets rid of any trash that might be in there. It also roughens the surface, allows the glue to activate a lot better. To be honest with you, I don't know why we don't do this with figures. when we're doing like Warhammer figures and stuff like that.
We kind of do.
It wouldn't be a big deal to just take the nub and
We kind of do sometimes, though.
yeah,
Put files.
that's true because you have to sit there and sand it. But like normally you don't get the sockets. All right, take our glue, and I'm just using clear because it's my favorite color. Like I said, if it will drip off of this, you have too much on there. If you use too much glue, it will actually weaken the connection. Now, if you're a plumber, you already know this. If you're not a plumber, then, well, you don't know it. That's why I'm telling you. It's not common sense for everybody. So push down, quarter turn, stop, and just hold it in place for a moment. Now, the reason we give this a quarter turn, I feel stupid explaining this. This is stuff that was explained to me when I was a little kid, but I know everybody doesn't come from that background. So we have sanded the pipe. The glue is currently attempting to melt the pipe because we sanded it. We've broken the surface tension on this glossy plastic. When we twisted it, it creates friction, which causes it to bond even faster. It gives it a slightly stronger bond. Because of the size of this blast chamber that I've created, and the fact that I am heavily considering hooking propane to this, I'm scared to death it's going to explode. I've got the pressure regulator, gauges, all that already made and mocked up. All I have to do is drill a hole right here and tap dye it in. Because propane runs on 9 pounds of pressure, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the explosion afterwards. Okay. So now that you have your female threaded there, you're going to put an end cap on it. I've also come up with a way to make this semi-automatic. That's why I was wanting to use propane.
Right now, we got a T-shirt launcher.
Yep. I mean, like it is, it'll shoot stuff as it's sitting right now. Boom. All right. Pinocchio. Hey Elvis, you find my car keys? Okay. Because I'm going to be using electronic ignition, I need to hook it up before I go any further. I will say about the only tool required to actually make this, technically you don't need any. That's the truth. You could take an old wire coat hanger and heat it up with a cigarette lighter and poke a hole in it, and that could be your firing hole. Let's see here. An array of drill bits. What an assortment. Oh God. Tell this one's new. Well, let's see if we can line up.
Use the back end.
Yeah, but I can't touch it either because it's got a freaking coil in it. Oh. I'm not even going to use a drill.
Because somehow he's already got a partial hole in it.
Well, I started the hole. Stream time? I figured the weather might be getting to it. It's been kind of funky over here.
It rained where my job was, so.
Alrighty. Next up, I think this is on a 1/4 inch drive, so I'll need a socket.
had some glue.
No glue.
No glue.
No. Because like I was just saying, the glue can actually make it weaker.
Are we gonna tighten it up onto both sides?
That's the eventual plan. But for video's sake, we're going to just tap dye it in there. Like I said, I don't expect people to build it the way I'm building it because this is about the most complicated way you could make a potato gun. It's not rocket science. There's a whole lot easier ways to do it. Probably even better ways to do it.
Technically,
But their potato guns aren't going to be able to do this one can. All right, that's going to work. Where's the downsizer? Spoiling. Oh. Now that I know it fits, I need to put my neutral on before it's too late. Or else I'll never get that on. Let's rotate this. Get it where I want. And I totally just yanked out my cord. Sure did. All right, on the fly. I'm gonna strip this back.
you bring more shrink wrap.
Yeah, I've got some in the truck. Might have some with me. What I don't have more of is wire. But I do have a copper penny in my pocket.
What color is that wire?
I've got them marked.
Well, I was gonna say I have an old set of charging wire.
Oh, that's fine. All right, let's pull this out. Let's get to work today. Oh, I see what happened. I put a pigtail on this.
And you pull the pigtail right
I
through?
pulled the pigtail out of the shrink tubing because the shrink tubing was just a hair big. It happens. It happens to the best of us, and I know because I'm the best of us.
Name Slowpoke Gonzalez.
Do what?
And I'm Slowpoke Gonzalez.
Slowpoke Gonzalez.
Yes, I'm Speedy's faster cousin, Quick Draw.
You move like he does. He was so funny. I bet they could never bring him back now. People would call it racism.
No, who was it? The comedian Fluffy?
Yeah.
He does the voice now for Speedy Gonzalez.
No kidding. So
Yep.
they brought Speedy back.
They have brought Speedy back.
But what about his cousin?
Well, he said he would do all the voices for them, but he had to keep them the original voices.
Gotcha.
He could never change the voices.
Yeah.
They're iconic. If they changed the voice now, it would be ruined.
Aren't you guys gamers? You're not gamers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gamers.
Yeah, I thought I saw you before here last year, maybe.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
We're probably out here playing Magic or something.
Yeah.
Or D&D or
Yeah, I used to play.
40K.
I remember D&D when it first came out with the books,
Yeah.
and then they came out with the computer and and stuff. It's a good
Right.
game, huh? The role play. Yeah.
Take care.
Have a good day.
All right. So we got our neutral hooked up to the base of our glow plug. This is the cap of our spark plug. For now, I'll shove it on there just to
Make sure it don't pop off.
show it. And then this will all go down inside of here. Yeah. Like a so. And then there'll be a decorative wrap cable put over this, and you'll reach through like that. All right, it's cut off. So the safety's on. So when I squeeze this trigger, that glow plug on the inside is going to fire up, and whatever's in there is just going to go boom. Goodbye. It's going to be like old school American online. Goodbye. All right. Last couple steps. We've got another 3-inch to 2-inch pipe. Well, coupler. It is a 3 to 2. So for any of y'all that are crazy enough to attempt this, you know what to buy. What did I say this 3-inch pipe was? 10 inches long?
Hello.
And both the female ends. And you're not trying to grind them down. You're just trying to rough them up, take the shine out. Knock them off. Make sure you keep your hands clean for this. You don't want to get any oil or anything in there. Alrighty. I'll sand this.
Ew. It's Monday.
Today's Monday.
No, I said that is the. Everybody keeps wishing you a happy holiday.
Oh yeah.
We got Memorial Day coming Monday.
What are you gonna do?
Work.
Work. You gonna go somewhere and get like free steak or something?
Steak on the country, right?
Yeah. Oh. All right. We got our ends sanded. Dark clouds are rolling in. Oh,
Well, I see we have one issue.
what's that?
You didn't bring anything to no fluid to test it with.
That's because we're not going to shoot it today. I want to give it the best chance I can. This thing is it's designed to be a little bit overpowered.
Was
Let's see if I can get this on camera. Pencil. go. So if you look inside this pipe I just put in, you can see right there and right there, that is literally the PVC plastic melted. Which is good. It's fine. It did what it's supposed to do. We are happy with this. All that's left is to wash, rinse, repeat, and attach your barrel. Now, this is the stupid part. I am going to turn sideways and attach this barrel. I am not showing attaching this barrel on YouTube. Wink, wink. Ta-da! All right. I have not glued this assembly together. I've literally just turned to the side and placed the barrel on. Doing this because I'm not quite sure how short I want to cut the barrel. I kind of want to make it as short as I can get away with, because I'm going to have eventually attachments that go on to the end of the barrel so that I can shoot things of various size. Because I'm weird like that. Sue me. Or try to. Either one will be funny. So, this is how you hold it. Looks like something out of a video game.
All you need is a wrist strap now. Oh wait, that would make it illegal. Never mind, don't do that. FDA will come and get you.
Not before they shoot my dog.
Yeah. Oops.
So I have this leftover piece of PVC. I'm going to put a notch into the bottom of it, and then I'm going to cut the top out of it down the arm so that I can rest my arm inside of it to hold this. So if this thing does blow up,
your arm don't blow up with it?
My arm don't go with it. Which is a real possibility, because like we've said before, back in the day when we made stuff like this, we didn't make them with chambers. We just made them as a stick of pipe with a cap on the end and drilled a hole in it.
Actually, mine had a chamber.
Well, I had one that ran on compressed air that had a chamber, but I've never had a gas one designed to take propane.
Mine only took a hairspray.
Yeah. Actually, you'd probably be the best guy to ask. Can I borrow some hairspray?
Ha! Ha! Sir, you have more hair than I do still. Oh.
Fair. For those of y'all that don't know, all the hair is gone. This should be coming off soon. So, life stuff that doesn't matter on YouTube. Hooray. All right. So, what we got left? Made the chamber. We've explained the trigger, the safety, the fire.
Did you explain how to fill it?
There's going to be two ways to fill this one. So we put that cap on the end for you old schoolers that like hairspray. You put some hairspray in there, kerosene, white gas, gasoline, Zippo fluid,
Spray paint.
spray paint. You put whatever you want in there that's flammable. Don't use WD-40, it won't work. Don't use brake fluid, it won't work. Anything that's severely corrosive, do not put inside of it. It might actually eat the glue joints, which could make it come apart when it goes boom. So, yeah. Next up, making a better handle.
Make the wrap.
No, what I'm going to do,
We're gonna upgrade the handle.
yeah, because it's a tactical tater gun. It must have finger grips.
Is that?
This is liquid steel. Liquid steel is a two-part epoxy that goes ham when you mix it up. You want to mix it?
Not particularly. Do you have the white part, or is it already?
It's both parts. It's
Oh,
already there.
It's already there. I mean, I'll take half of it and start working it.
If you want to work on all of it, I'll give it to you.
Well, then give it here. I'll do it. I figured you want to show it on camera.
No, because if you're doing that, I can work on the other epoxy trick. All right. So we're going to pull out a battery pack. And we got a void that goes all the way through down here. I am going to put some epoxy in that eventually.
Gonna have to, otherwise it's gonna leak and come out your hand.
No, it won't leak.
Wow, this stuff.
It'll be all right. Your bathroom right there.
I thought it would be.
Hard,
Yeah.
like green stuff. It's a little bit stronger than green stuff.
It is, but it's messier.
Well, even with that, you're supposed to have your hands wet.
That's what she said.
Gotta wet them fingers, Boba.
Tweet.
Be kind. Spit on the behind. Honestly, thinking about it, I bet this make one hell of an
lube.
accelerant.
What a hell of a loop.
I don't know about a lube, but
It'll definitely make that fucker go tighter.
it'll make this go boom. Probably not a good idea because like removes like, so the glue could actually be reused to disconnect the glue. All right, epoxy, because we're paranoid. So we're going to go around some of these joints with this two-part epoxy because
Ooh, it's starting to warm up.
I'm paranoid. Oh, is it already getting hot?
Yeah.
That means it's finally starting to get mixed.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah. We're getting there. Okay. Let's roll this up a little pooper. I should have brought some water. I actually had some. Okay.
Oh. Stuff is warming up on the hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's getting hot.
I wasn't kidding.
I know. So, this liquid steel is actually for repairing cast iron pipe. Woo! That's really hot. What we're going to do is mold ourselves a hand grip in here because we're cool like that. It's got to be tactical. I was actually going to use an AR-15 lower.
What, the hand grip?
Yeah, just the grip. And I talked myself out of it. I was going to get somebody to print one for me with a 3D printer. I mean, come on. We all know that an AR-15 is nothing but a bunch of plastic with a steel barrel. Well, anybody that's ever built one.
There you go.
You do have to work with this stuff pretty quickly because once it starts to set, like when it finally sets,
It's hard to steal.
You can't cut it with a razor. I mean, it's getting there now. You can sand it a little bit with a side grinder. I would actually argue that it's harder than steel. This particular product is. It's called EP200 epoxy putty. It's old school technology, but it does the thing. And it only does it once.
So if you screw up, you're fucked. Start over.
Well, I mean, while it's still hot, you can peel it off. All right, so we got our fancy grip. There's no way in the world I'd ever shoulder this thing. Oof. Could you imagine?
Ours used to sit up here like a grenade launcher.
Yeah, and then you have somebody standing behind you lighting it.
No, just spray and close the cap. Then you pull the trigger. Use a spark.
I was going to do it with a grill igniter, and would you believe you can no longer buy one from a store?
No, I didn't know that.
I've been to Home Depot, been to Lowe's, been to Hardware. Nobody sells a gas grill igniter. I almost pulled an igniter off of an electric stove the other night to do this and changed my mind at the last minute to go with something a little bit less conventional because I've never seen this done. And I got to be honest with you, if I didn't know how to read a multimeter, this would have never been possible. Because this little glow plug has to have exactly 1.5 amps or volts going to it. 9-volt battery is too strong. It bypasses it. It won't glow. If it's got too much power, it won't glow. If it doesn't have enough power, it won't glow. You have to have 1.5. If you don't have that 1.5, 1.3 to 1.5 voltage, it's not going to fire. But I did want something that took basic batteries. I wish I could have found one of the old Makita stick batteries like they had in the 80s. They used to run RC cars and stuff like that off of them a long time ago.
I might know where you can get one.
I could go yank one from my dad out of his basement, but those batteries are like 40 years old.
Go yank one out of my.
They might not be any good anymore.
Yank one out of my shed, off one of my RC cars.
Yep. So I thought about doing that, but the voltage was too high, and I didn't really want to put LED lights on this. But let me rotate real quick. I can just imagine LED lights racing down the sides now. like running lights. I think I got enough room here for a Bluetooth speaker, maybe a Pimp My Ride bumper sticker.
Put a jackass mark on it.
But yeah, this will have a thing back here. Sit under your arm. Could fire it the other way around. But, you know, I feel like if I tried to shoot it that way, my luck, something bad would happen. I don't want it that close to my face. Originally, so this is a fun one. I modified this a little bit. This is a stitching loom that I cut a gap in on the ring side. And originally I was going to put these on here, but I got to thinking about the kind of pressure that I'm dealing with. Metal's better. And this spray painted up is going to look great. Or at least it should. Now we need a Picatinny rail. And we need to get a laser, and we need one of those new Nerf night vision scopes.
Now, do we get to put a side handle on it? Because, you know, if you put it underneath, it's tactical and it's against the law.
So right here?
Yeah.
So you'd hold it like this? Well, what about that?
That's what I said. Put it on the side there.
That's totally doable. I can definitely do that.
I mean, give you some extra
It takes some of the weight off, actually. I'm
Yeah.
using my thumb right now. All right, so we'll dock this thing right here and put another handle on it. Oh, we'll get one of those screw-on handles that you put on a end of a large hammer drill.
There you go.
You just stick it on there and tighten it up. I feel like I'm about to go blow leaves.
Oh, it's because you're listening to the blower out
Yeah, I got
in
this
the
one.
background.
I'm holding it like this. It's got the trigger up here.
Just like a blower.
It's kind of like a blower in a way. But, yeah. I think this will be fun. And then it's going to have an attachment somewhere here. I can't make up my mind if I want it down here or up here. But it's going to have an attachment somewhere to where I can change out the size of this pipe to where I can go from 2-inch to 3-inch to 4-inch or whatever I want to shove down it. Because I'm pretty sure I can shoot a coconut out of this. I know I can shoot a Furby out of it. It's the right size for those skinny Monster Energy drink cans.
I just threw mine out.
And it's also the right size for silly string. And I'm just thinking silly string 300 miles an hour into a pine tree.
Or a brick wall.
Or brick wall. I'd rather not do anything that'd be considered, you know, destruction of property. But expansion foam, that's the number one thing I want to shoot out of this is I want to shoot
One
thing
can
of expansion foam out of it at least once. All right, we're gonna pull that off again because it just doesn't have to be on there. Epoxy. So, learned something the other day, messing around with this, doing a different project. So you have this epoxy. It's JB Weld, clear weld, 5-minute epoxy. It's good. I've used it for years. This stuff, on the other hand, come from Harbor Freight, cost half as much. I get 3 times as much, and I'll be damned if it isn't 3 to 4 times stronger than this one.
Is it like Gorilla Glue?
No, it's 2-part epoxy, so you got an activator mixed with a hardener.
No, I get that. Gorilla Glue makes one too.
No, it's not Gorilla Glue. It's called FHT Instant Sealing Epoxy Adhesive. Sets in 90 seconds. Plastic, rubber, and wood, glass, ceramic, metal. It'll stick to anything. It's covered in warning labels, so you know it's good.
Oh, is it like the Tide Pod Challenge?
Do what?
I said, is it like the Tide Pod Challenge?
Oh my God, did you hear about that guy that took one of these with the syringe tip and he put it in his pee-pee hole?
Oh, God.
Because he thought it would keep him from getting his girlfriend pregnant. How stupid have you got to be? Wow. Man, fact is, God, the stuff people try. Look, for anybody that's ever watching any of my videos, do not use this on your pee-pee. It'll either kill you, or it'll make you wish you were dead, or they're going to have to cut something off that you don't want cut off. I'll give you a tip. If you go down to the health department, anywhere just about, the health department, they will give you a bag. They'll put like 2 pounds of condoms in that thing. And unless you're me, most of those condoms are going to expire before you ever think about touching them. I mean, you go to the health department, ask for a condom, they'll give you a paper sack with like 2 or 3 pounds of condoms. 200 or 300 condoms, that is enough to play a really good prank on your buddy. And years ago, I had a buddy of mine do that to me. He got a sack full. I opened my front door, and it was just blown up condoms. The entire room, wall to wall, floor to ceiling, 6-foot long rubber dicks everywhere, about this big around, blown up. And then he did my car. Window on it was cracked about that much. He'd stick it in there, blow it, tie it off, and then push it through. I asked him how he did it. He told me. I was like, God almighty. I will say, when he did my house, he said he used a bike compressor. So for any of y'all planning in college to fill somebody's dorm room slap full of condoms, go to the health department, get you some free condoms, use a bike air compressor. Apparently that works. I haven't tried it, but apparently it's not as strong as a regular compressor, and it'll do the job. I know it'll do the job. It's done to me.
Now, for those of you in college that wants to pull a good prank, besides that, you go to any of the medical students and see if they got sonogram gel inside the classroom. You go out drinking with your buddies, you grease up some of their doorknobs or their toilet seats with that shit. They're going to be sliding for days.
Astroglide.
No, it costs money.
I need to go to the seed and feed Tractor Supply.
Uh-huh.
I need to get some of that cattle birthing lube.
Blech.
You mix like, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup of this powder to 5 gallons of water. And it just makes a ridiculous amount of gooby goo.
You put on your big old arm sleeve sock and dip your arm down in it.
Or you put it in the barrel of a potato gun.
And shoot the snot out?
Well, not only do you shoot the snot out, but whatever you shove down the barrel, because sometimes things like to get stuck. Well, you really only get so much time to work with this thing. Alrighty. So we got a layer of epoxy there in that gap. We'll mix up some more epoxy and do it on the other side. And then we'll also put some inside of this gap. We'll probably just try to fill this gap. The weakest point is going to be these 2 points right here, though. This isn't going to be the weakest point. The thread could be weak, but we can fix that with putty. Get some plumber's putty and put on there. It'll give it a tighter seal. Yeah, look at that. It's already getting hard. That's what she said. I was waiting. I gave you a chance.
No, I know.
Oh. Check everything.
All good. No messages.
Yep, still going.
Oh no, I'm watching.
It's Friday, Friday. Come on, bro, let's get high day. All this glue. Well, actually, you know what? This ain't that bad. So this is the glue I'm using. I actually looked it up, and come to find out, this is one of the few glues that they sell at Home Depot that actually tells you how much pressure it can handle, which is 180 psi. I did find another 2 glues that said they could handle 80. So went ahead and opted out for the higher strength glue because it's $6.99. Who cares? The $300 potato gun. Well, that's exaggerating. Let's see here. Math, crawl. All right. Stick 4-inch pipe. $12.99.
Okay. $13.
Stick of 2-inch pipe. 7, I think.
$20.
$20. The 2 3x2s, 10 each. Coupler's going to be 10.
So 10, 20, 30, $40 right now.
Then we got the end cap. That's going to be about $12. And then the 2 4-inchers, the 4-inch in this situation, the 4-inch hose clamps, they're going to be about $6 a piece.
So you're up to 58.
The epoxy for the handles, like $10.
68.
The trigger came from O'Reilly's. That's, I think it was like $8 or $9.
Yeah, you're getting close to $100 now.
The igniter cable, I believe, was either 8 or 10. Is this it? It's the wrong one. Oh. $2, actually. The glow plug was 11.
You're at 110.
So
Without tax.
I think we call it $100. And in all honesty, I probably could have made this from I had laying around. But that just did not suit the fancies, if you know what I mean. All right, mix up some more epoxy. After this is over, I got to do a product review. You're going to like that. You never guess what it is.
A Furby?
Ooh, you're close.
You already have the pressurized foam in the can?
No, it's going to be an unboxing product review.
Oh,
This is a brand new product. It has barely been out for 2 weeks. So there's pretty much no way you've seen it. Unless you looked in the front seat of my truck when you were walking up here.
you know, then I won't guess.
It's fluffy.
So am I.
No. Think back. Remember Fluffy?
Oh, God.
There's a life-size Fluffy in my truck. Yeah. It's in the box.
Oh, my.
It's about 1.5 by 1.5 box. Okay, so when you're mixing this epoxy, it'll have all sorts of swirls and such like that in it. Just keep mixing it until it turns clear. And then you know you're done. And me, I'm just going to pour it right into that gap. Come on. Ooh, it's already getting hot. It's already getting hot. Yeah. I waited too long. Got to mix it up again. Good stuff. I mean, really.
Wow, it's better than super glue. You have to wait 24 hours for that shit to dry.
That's one of the reasons I like epoxy. There. If I can quit sticking to my hand.
I'm supposed to chew on this, right?
Yep. Tide Pod Challenge. Go.
Shit, this is hot!
Is it that hot?
Yeah, fucker, yeah.
I mean, it does heat up to cure.
Right, but you're not supposed to chew on it.
Don't chew on it.
It's a little warm on my tongue.
Yeah. See, it turns white. And then the more you stir it, as it starts to activate,
You start pouring it into the crack
it'll
that
turn
you want
clear.
to fill.
I seen a meme today. Is a wizard. Goes,
Oh, Phil McCracken.
uh-huh. God. I was like, that's torture.
No, I saw the other
Just walk up to somebody and wipe this across her butt real fast. That'd be the end of an enemy.
Yep. Nah, did you see the other one with the barbarian?
Not yet.
Oh. The wizard and the barbarian?
Are we talking like
It's the same meme,
oh,
people. It's the same wizard with this time with a barbarian. And he goes, I was gonna cast, and then realized it was already cast on you. Two girls on either side of the wizard.
oh. No, what was that one thing we used to watch all the time? Had Sky Goth in it. I remember that character. Gundar.
Yep.
There was a little animated series on YouTube called Gundar. It was made by the same people that did Happy Tree Fun Time Friends thing. It was so stupid, but it was hilarious. Just for safety, we're going to take this cap off, because God forbid we get glue on that. Might want to open it one day. Now, I will say, this particular JB Weld does come with an applicator tip that mixes it up for you. But that 5 minutes is a lie. Try more like 20 or so.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, kids, don't do drugs. Don't put 2-part epoxy in or on your pee-pee. Epoxy's great. It's good for filling cracks and keeping things from exploding in your hand.
Or into your man.
Oh, too fast. Again, I was too slow. Whoa, there goes Kroll. He's on it now, boys. Okay. Almost there. Come on. Safety first, children. I was talking to Cirrus a little while ago. We were talking about this, and I was like, I've made these before, but I ain't never made one that I was afraid of. He's like, what are you going to do? So I'm going to make some arm brace and wear body armor and safety goggles with this one. Because if it goes boom, it's going to go boom, boom. There we go. Boom, boom. Last minute decision. We're going to take what's left of this epoxy and shove it in there. Just so I don't have to haul it around.
Shove it in where?
Not in the pee-pee hole. In the square hole, maybe.
Where does this triangle go?
In the square hole.
Where does this half moon go?
In the square hole. Everything. It all goes in the square hole.
This rectangle?
Square hole.
This cone?
Are you doubting the power of the square hole? Expecto square tonum.
You said square totem, right? Not square scrotum.
I almost said scrotum. But then it would have been like cracked philium.
Which way are you going to go into that hole to fill it?
Straight in.
So it's going to go. It isn't going to go straight through, is it?
Supposed to. That's the hope.
I meant into our.
Oh, the plug?
Yeah.
It'd be fine if it does. I actually have a trick for removing two-part epoxy.
Just add hairspray
No.
and light.
I bet you're bummed out. You probably come over here thinking I was going to fire this thing today.
Nah.
I gotta be honest with you, I want it to set up and cure for a good 24 hours before I pull the trigger.
Well, I have this weekend off, and then I won't have a full weekend off again for 2 weeks, possibly. Just because of the new jobs.
How much is left in this one? 'Cause we might shove it in there too. Epoxy is something I'm never very short on because two-part epoxy is like Frank's Red Hot.
Can't get enough of it. I put that shit on anything.
Thank you.
I got where you were going to go with that. Including plastic bags. I thought you said that one mixes itself.
It does if you put the applicator tip on it, but truth is, if I don't use the applicator tip,
It comes out faster.
no, I can reuse the tip on a different one. Because once you use it, it's done.
Yeah.
Ew. This epoxy's not as good. Not even close. But I'll feel better knowing that it's there.
This one will take just a little bit longer to set.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, stupid stuff like this is just childish. It's childish. It's stupid. It's nonsensical.
It's just plain fun.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's just fun. And anybody that takes things too seriously, we probably can't be friends, or we shouldn't be friends. Well, Kroll over here will be the first one to tell you, I don't take anything serious until it's serious. And half time, I don't know if it's serious until you tell me it's serious.
Unless you're playing Magic. Then it's always serious. Right, Winter's Orb? Bang!
I need another one. There's just not enough Winter's Orbs.
Jack up the price of mine. Thank you.
It's one of those cards that if you are playing in a competitive tournament, you won't hear me complain. But if you're sitting there hanging out with your friends and you're playing Winter's Orb, why?
How to lose your friends in one game.
Why would you do that? Don't play things that stop your friends from playing the game. Because when they can't play the game, they're not going to want to play with you. They're going to take their ball and they're going to go home. Or the next time you want to play, they're going to be like, no, my mommy said I can't play with you because you play Winter's Orb, and Winter's Orb means I'm just watching you play.
No, you're not, because Winter's Orb hits you as well.
Yeah, but anybody that's playing that card has already set up ahead in advance for what they're going to do. Unless they're just a complete moron looking to screw themselves.
So, in other words, you need to stick that card in a deck that plays cards for free.
Yeah. If you're playing competitively. Kalia.
I don't put Kalia competitively.
Galta.
I don't have Galta.
You don't have a Galta? I thought you did have a dinosaur deck.
No.
I have a dinosaur deck.
You have a Dino deck.
There's nothing better than playing against a bunch of people using mill and rad counters when you're playing a dinosaur deck and can't keep anything on the table and you have 9 life left, and then you pray or counsel your graveyard into your hand and play your commander, Galta, who says, put all creatures from your hand into the battlefield. I don't even want to do the math on that. Especially in a dinosaur deck, because it's just give plus this, give plus that, make three tokens of a dinosaur, draw this many cards.
For all the, and then the last card you put down on that stack is the one that turns them all into and gives them all plus
Flying.
whatever. No, plus whatever. The number of creatures on the field, and they all get haste.
Yep. You basically have like 6 crater hoof behemoths on the field.
No, all your cards become.
Well, a lot of the dinosaurs that I play are changelings.
Mine are 15/15s.
My crater hoof triggers off my crater hoof, that triggers off my other crater hoof, that triggers off of this crater hoof, off of that crater hoof. Okay.
That's supposed to be able to come out, ain't it?
Yeah. On the inside, you know the Velcro? I'm going to put the soft side of Velcro stripping on the inside. Hold this in place good and tight. Not that it matters.
It's upside down.
Well, I'm trying to make up my mind if I like pushing it with my thumb
Or your trigger finger.
or with my trigger finger. Because either one is kind of okay with me.
I'm kind of left-handed.
That should be fine. It's not a pistol. Guns are made for right-handed people. Fight me. There's only one I can think of that was ever made for a left-handed person, and that's a Marlin 22 rifle.
To be fair, any 6-shooter can be either or.
Yeah, if you hold your wrist like this.
No.
Use your right hand. Your depth perception is going to kill you if you don't.
Not if you're right-handed. I mean, left-handed with a left eye dominance.
Yeah, okay. I believe that when the military does.
Military does.
I don't think they do.
They got a lot of us that shot left-handed.
All right. Let's tighten these clamps up a little bit.
Seems like a lot of work to have a little bit of fun.
Well, the goal is safety. I mean, you can have fun while being dangerous, but you can't have fun when half your arm blown off.
Well, you know, the whole point of wearing, you know, goalie,
I'm
a
not
hockey
wearing
player's
hockey
mask
gear.
and, you know, goalie pads for, you know, for the skating rink
What do they call
doesn't make it fun.
it? A greave or arm guard?
Be a grieve.
All right, so I'm going to cut this PVC to make an arm guard for myself. The rest of you dummies can shoot it barehanded. Or I might just wear some leather gloves, you know, Dr. Horrible style, Captain Hammer. Oh, yeah, that's stout. You can beat somebody with this thing. It's not going anywhere. Needs a cool paint job.
That's the next project. But that's for another time.
Paint it up like the American flag. Maybe a screaming eagle with flames. And the flames turn into a rainbow.
Blah.
Oh, you got to make everybody happy.
A butterfly that eats rainbows and craps out more butterflies.
Nobody says anything bad about unicorns that fart rainbows. Try.
I've seen that yogurt commercial, sir.
Yeah, but nobody says anything bad about them.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
Probably. Because it's impossible. You have to think about it too hard. Everybody likes unicorns that fart rainbows. All right. Throw this in the trash. Move this over here. Give one good solid once over of it.
Hello, second person.
Hello. All right. Unhook this thing. Damn. So here's what we got. The final view. Safety, on off switch, trigger, blasting cap, chamber, glow plug, barrel, and like I said, I haven't permanently attached this barrel because I do plan on making it to where it's interchangeable with something larger. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I appreciate y'all watching the videos. Appreciate the comments. If you have any neat ideas of what we could do with this fun new toy, let us know. I'll do it. Don't make me do your stupid crap, because I'll probably do it. Hammer! The hammer's great. The videos don't get very many views, but I love doing hammer. So, yeah.
Now you got cannon.
Yeah, hammer meet cannon. There's a view from the other side. It's pretty much the same. Pretty simple construction if you're just wanting to do a baseline one. There is no reason that a potato gun should ever be this complicated or have finger grips or anything like that. By the way, this does work on pistols too, and knives and anything else you want to try it on. Get a good look there. Custom fitted for my hand. All right, guys, I'm gonna clean up my my mess. Looks like the rain's being a little generous. And we're going to go on to something else. Y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend, wonderful life. Have a killer day. Love y'all.